This is no one from nowhere, and you are, and I am a spirit of God. Today I want to talk to you about the biblical proof of the home of the Anunnaki, King Anu, Jesus Christ, Nephilim, fallen angels, in the Orion, Taurus, the bull constellation, and the Pleiades, in Revelation, Job, and Amos. Do you ever wonder where God or the gods are from? Do you ever wonder where the gods live? Do you ever wonder where your Anunnaki ancestors are from? And how does Jesus Christ tie into all this? Where did the Nephilim or fallen angels descend from? All the Anunnaki are and were the 7 judges of hell in the netherworld. And they were the children of King Anu and Antu. The Anunnaki were regarded as the Sumerian fates, where they waited at the gates of hell to judge the newly arrived souls. The fates were regarded with Ursa Major, or the Pleiades, 7 sisters in Taurus the bull constellation. Anu and the other Anunnaki always have a horned headdress on their heads in most pictures. Why would they have this on, like in this picture? Because it represents their home in the Taurus the bull constellation in Orion, the Pleiades, and the 7 churches or the 7 stars in Revelation. Remember, Jesus Christ is the bright and morning star. I first take you to Genesis 1:14 through 18. Then God, or King Anu, said, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark the seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth." And this is what happened. God, or King Anu, made 2 great lights, the larger one to govern the day, and the smaller one to govern the night. King Anu also made stars. God, or King Anu, set these lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate light from darkness. Jesus Christ is the light of the world as the Son of God, and he is the light that governs the day. The sun is the glory of King Anu and is the redeemer of all life on earth. Psalm 19:1 through 6. The heaven proclaim the glory of God, or King Anu. The skies display his craftsmanship. Day after day they continue to speak. Night after night they make him known. They speak without a sound or word. Their voice is never heard. Yet their message has gone throughout the earth, and their words to all the world. God, or King Anu, has made a home in the heavens for the sun. It bursts forth like a radiant bridegroom after his wedding. It rejoices like a great athlete eager to run the race. The sun rises at one end of the heavens and follows its course to the other end. Nothing can hide from its heat. King Anu was called An by the Sumerians. He is the overlord of the gods, their father and protector. Anu was a remote celestial god. His soldiers were the stars. The Milky Way was called Anu's Way and was said to be his personal road. He is said to dwell and live in the constellation of the Great Bear in Ursa Major. Biblical proof of King Anu's making of the stars and constellation in Job 9:8 through 9. He, King Anu, has spread out the heavens and marches on the waves of the sea. He, King Anu, has made all the stars, the bear, and Orion, the Pleiades, and the constellations of the southern sky. Another biblical example of Taurus the bull and home of the Anunnaki, Nephilim, and King Anu. In Job 38:31 through 33. Can you direct the movements of the stars, binding the clusters of the Pleiades or loosening the cords of Orion? Can you direct the constellations through the seasons, meaning the 12 zodiacal movements, or guide the bear with their cubs across the heavens? Do you know the laws of the universe? Can you use them to regulate the earth? Regulating the earth is done through Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. Another biblical example in the King James Bible in Amos 5 through 8. Seek him, King Anu, that maketh the 7 stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into the morning, and maketh the day dark with night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord King Anu is his name. According to Wikipedia, under Orion constellation and the Babylonian star catalogs of the late Bronze Age, named Orion, Sipa Z and Na, the heavenly shepherd, or true shepherds of Anu. Anu being the chief god of the heavenly realms. You may ask, why were the Anunnaki depicted as birds in pictures on cuneiform? Well, the Orion constellation is sacred to Pap Shigal and Nin Shubur, both minor gods fulfilling the role of messenger of and to the gods. Pap Shigal is closely associated with the figure of a walking bird on Babylonian boundary stones. And on the star map, this figure of the rooster is located below and behind the figure of the true shepherd. Both constellations represent the herald of the gods in his bird and human forms, respectively. In the Hebrew calendar, November-December represents Orion. In the words Kisel, as hopes for winter rains. Remember, the biblical Abraham was from Ur of the Chaldeans, and the Chaldeans called the Pleiades Chima, meaning hinge of the universe. Occult legends associate the Pleiades and Orion, known in Hebrew as Kizal, the strong. And of course, we have the many legends of Orion, the hunter, especially in Greek mythology. And also, the movie 10,000 BC is specifically about this idea, and also one of my favorite songs by Metallica called Orion, about Cliff Burton, the departed soul. During November, the stars of the Pleiades can be seen in the sky for nearly the entire duration of the darkness at night. The 7 sisters, or the Pleiades, is a name given to a cluster of stars in the shoulder area of the constellation of Taurus the bull. These 7 stars have been recognized and celebrated in nearly every culture that has ever lived on Earth, and not limited to the Japanese, and especially the automaker Subaru, where their emblem is the M45 7 Sisters, which includes 6 stars, because 1 star is hidden. And this is not limited to the New Testament and Jesus Christ, whom the seven churches line up directly like with the seven sisters in the Pleiades, in the Orion, and in the Taurus the Bull constellation. This is our home away from home, and where our Anunnaki, Nephilim ancestors are from. Revelation 1:12 through 16. When I turned to see who was speaking to me, I saw 7 gold lampstands, and standing in the middle of the lampstands was someone like the Son of Man. He was wearing a long robe with a gold sash across his chest. His head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like flames of fire. His feet were like polished bronze refined in a furnace, and his voice thundered like mighty ocean waves. He held 7 stars in his right hand, and a sharp 2-edged sword came from his mouth, and his face was like the sun in all its brilliance. Another biblical example of the Pleiades as the 7 stars in Revelation 1:20. The mystery of the 7 stars which you saw in my right hand, and the 7 gold lampstands. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands which you saw are the 7 churches. In ancient Aram, the constellation was known as Nephilim. This is according to Wikipedia. The Nephilim are said to be Orion's descendants. Genesis 6:4. In those days and for some time after, giant Nephilites lived on the earth, for whenever the sons of God had intercourse with women, they gave birth to children who became the heroes and famous warriors of ancient times. This could potentially be a message to the Nephilims. I leave you with Revelation 3:1. This is the message from the one who has the 7-fold Spirit of God and the 7 stars. I know all the things you do, and you have a reputation for being alive, but you are dead. Wake up. I love you so much, and I hope this video helps you, because you are, and I am, a spirit of God. And I love you, and thank you so much.